This is Jellyfin, a free self-hosted media server that streams your movies and shows to any device with no subscription and no one tracking what you watch. And we're deploying it right away with Docker Compose in about 10 minutes. If you haven't set up OpenMediaVault shared folders or Docker yet, I will leave the links in the description below. The links will include the complete OpenMediaVault setup video or the link with the exact timestamps to set up Docker. So let's get on with the video. So what are the requirements? First of all, we need to create a Docker user. We need to create the movies folder and the TV series folder. The easiest way to do the Docker user, we're just going to go to OpenMediaVault. Here it's admin and then OpenMediaVault. I already changed the password, so it's not going to be that for me. But you go to user, users, and here you just do a create. We're going to create, I'm going to call mine docker-user. Now here, make sure you create a secure password. Now here, I don't want this user to be able to log in, so it's going to be a no login. Now the way that we manage access, I like to assign the users group for permissions. So that's what I'm going to assign here. I'm going to disallow account modifications. I'll put here Docker user just so I know what it is. I'll save. I'm going to accept the message. Now, to create the movies and TV series folders, I already set up some shared folders. Like I mentioned, the link is in the description if you want to get to this part. But I have this data folder already. And I already, if you go to services, SMB, I'm already sharing data. So I'm just going to open up that folder now. So we have here the data. In the data folder, I'm going to go ahead and create a movies folder. I'm just going to call it movies. And this can be anywhere, but this is where I want to create mine. And then I'm going to call this TV series. So there you have it. So now we need to go ahead and create them on the storage, shared folders, and you're going to click add. Here, we're going to call it movies. You're going to click the data drive or wherever you want to put that directory. In my case, it's going to be the data drive. Now here in relatively path, we're going to click here on the browse directory. You're going to click up, you're going to click data, and here we created the movies because that's what we just created right now on the network share. Now here for permissions, I always use the administrator read write, user read write, others no access. I'll call here movies folder. And we're going to do the same thing for the TV series. So we're going to go ahead and click the add TV series. Same thing here, our data drive. We're going to browse. Now remember, we already created the folders in the data folder, so that's why we have them in here. Now same thing here. Administrator read write, users read write, tag, TV series folder. Now we can go ahead and add. Another thing we need to check is we'll apply for the permissions, right? So you need to click on this one and go ahead and click permissions, or not permissions. You click on movies, click on the access control list, and here is where you're gonna set the users find the group. You always need to have it at users because this is the way that we're managing access. So read write execute, this is good. This, like I said, I don't really like to have others because then that leaves permissions for when you don't use a group. So I'm just gonna apply that. Now this was for the movies. We need to do the same thing for TV series. So access control list, this is good. So I guess anytime that you want to add someone to a network share, if you use users, you can just add the person to users and they will always have read, write, execute access. That's how that works. So I'll click save. Now that we have that set up, we need to go back to share folders and you're going to look at this piece here. You have the exact path. So you can just click copy to clipboard. If we look at the requirements, we can go ahead and click the requirements and we have a movie folder. I'm just going to go ahead and replace this. Now I'm just going to copy it again. But here data, our next one is the TV series. Now this is very important that you copy exactly how you have it here, because if you copy this wrong, you're not gonna find the movies or you won't find the TV series. So now that we have that there, we're gonna go ahead and find the Jellyfin container. So you can just go to Docker Hub. In here, you can search for Jellyfin. Now, the one I like to use is the one from Linux server here. Now, the good thing about the Linux server is that they provide the YAML files already pre-configured. So you can just go ahead and copy this. Now we're going to go back to OpenMediaVault. We're going to go to Services, Compose. Keep in mind that the Compose is already set up. We already have the Compose folder and the app data folder. If you haven't configured this, go ahead and watch that other video on the link in the description. So I'm going to go to Files. I'm going to go ahead and create one called Jellyfin. Keep spelling it wrong, Jellyfin. And then I'm just going to Control V to paste it, or right click paste. We don't really need this ones, so I'm just gonna put a comment on them so it's not used. Now here is the path that we need from the requirements page that we already have. So you go back to requirements, we can go ahead and just copy this from here. Now you can just find the one that says the movies, which is this one. Now you can just do the same thing with this one, but just make sure you leave TV series and remove the part of movies like this. So now you already linked. This is the way that you create a bind mount. So now you're linking, you're giving access to the Jellyfin container to the exact folder that has your movies and your TV shows. Now here, the PUID and the PGID, remember that you were using users group, so it's gonna be 100. Now you're gonna need the PUID from the Docker user that you created. To find that, we're going to have to connect to the SSH and run an ID command, because I don't think it's gonna give it to you if we click on users here. Yeah, it's not here, so I'm gonna pause the video so I can connect to SSH. Okay, so once you connect to SSH, I like to use PuTTY. You can just do root at the IP address for your OpenMediaVault. In this case, mine is 10.0.0.43. Now you can just do ID docker-user. This has to be exactly the way that you created it. The name exactly the same. Now you're going to see that this one is using 101 as your UID, and the GID, which is 100 like we mentioned, because it's using the users group. So here we're just going to go back to services, compose, file, and we're going to assign the 101, so it's using that Docker user. Now the other thing that we need to change here is the IP address. This is going to be the IP address of your OpenMediaVault, which is here on the top. So the other thing that we need to modify, well, maybe you need to modify the time zone, but for me this is correct. The path to this here. Now to get this, I'm going to click save again. If you go back to settings, you're going to find that if you have the newer OpenMediaVault 7 or OpenMediaVault 8, you can just go ahead and copy this change to compose data path. This is it substitutes the app data folder without you having to put the whole thing in there. So what you do with this is you copy this, change to compose data path, you go back to files, Jellyfin. Now here you can just go ahead and remove it up to there. So change to compose data path, Jellyfin. This is going to create a Jellyfin folder inside the app data folder. It's going to substitute this to the correct path. And then it's also going to create a libraries. Maybe we don't have to call it libraries. We can call it config so it matches like this. So create a Jellyfin folder and a configs folder. All right, so then this should be good. So if we save, we can also do a check here. Yeah, so everything's good, so no errors. I'm just going to go ahead and start do up so we can start pulling the image. I'll go ahead and pause the video here. Once it's done, I'll come back. All right, so it finished. So now I'm just going to click close. Now you're going to open up a new tab. You're going to put the IP address of your OpenMediaVault. In my case, it's a 10.0.0.43. You're going to do a :8096. That's going to open up your Jellyfin. Here you can name your server. You can put the same name as your OpenMediaVault server, or you can put a different name. I'm just going to put Jellyfin for this example, and I'm going to leave it as English. Now, username, make sure you create something that is secure here in case that you do expose your instance to the internet. I don't recommend that. I'd rather have you create a VPN connection into your home network rather than exposing Jellyfin, but it's up to you. So I'm going to click next here. Now here he's going to set up the media libraries. You're going to click plus, you're going to do content, we're going to do movies, and here you can do add the folders. Remember, we're going to use data movies. Now we're going to do the same thing. I don't really change anything here. We're going to do the same thing for TV series, where it's going to be called shows. So plus TV shows. Okay. Okay. Now you're going to have those two folders. Now next, this is good for me. This is a part that if you leave check and if you have UPnP, which is like universal plug and play, you can accidentally open the port on your router and you can access your Jellyfin. Now, I don't recommend this, but it's up to you. I'm going to uncheck it. Now we're going to be on our dashboard. We're going to sign in with the username that we just created. Now we currently don't have anything. Let me go ahead and add something. So if I go back to data, you're gonna, so on your network share, you have data, you have movies. This is the folder that the Jellyfin is gonna use to read. So I'm just gonna paste the file in here. I have this big Bugs Bunny. Now, in order to get it to load, you can go home, click here, dashboard. You can just scan all libraries. All right, so we go click here on Jellyfin. You're gonna see that Big Bunny's here. Now you can click on it and you can see that now it's working. You have Jellyfin working. Now you're just gonna have to keep adding more movie files in here. And if you have any TV shows, you're gonna add them to the TV series. So that's how that works. Now I do advise you to look into that video for, I have a video for hardware transcoding. So maybe that's probably something that you might want to do so you can help your CPU transcode video. If not, your server is just gonna be having a hard time if it's not direct playing. So what do I mean by that is, if you actually play and click settings and do playback info, here you can see what the system's doing. So mine is direct playing. So this is not really gonna cause an issue, but if I were to change quality, usually higher, but in this case I'm gonna go lower, you're gonna see that the play message is gonna change to transcoding. You see now it says play message transcoding. This is very heavy for CPU. So to get the hard transcoding, I'll go ahead and provide the link to that video in the description as well. Now this gets your media streaming, but if you want a full automated setup, Sonar, Radar, Prowler, auto downloading and organizing everything for you, I can offer that as a done for you deployment via Fiverr. Let me know if you are interested in the description below. That will be all, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure to like and subscribe.